Hey Tricksters, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a quick look, just sort of a first impressions of Indiana Jones, the Pinball Adventure. It's one of the new DLC tables available for Pinball FX3. I feel like I should just talk a little bit about Pinball FX3, even though probably most people who have clicked on this, who aren't subscribers of my channel, probably already know what Pinball FX3 is. But for my subscribers, if you don't know, Pinball FX3 is basically a platform that is free to download, and then you can piecemeal select all kinds of tables. Many of them are original, some of them are licensed with licensed characters like Marvel, or video game licenses, or Fox Animation licenses, other movie licenses. The Pinball FX series has been probably my absolute favorite sort of decompression game ever since the first one I started playing back on the Xbox 360. I absolutely adore these games. I think the developers do amazing work on all their tables, especially their original ones. I think their original ones are actually the best tables because they know that they have the freedom to do things with a pinball table that you really couldn't do in reality. But if you've never downloaded Pinball FX3, if you do nothing else after this video, download the base game. It does come with a free table. I believe it's Sorcerer's Lair, and I think that's for every platform. That's the base table that comes with for free. So if nothing else, you're basically getting one free pinball table to play, and it's a decent one. But I want to preface my thoughts on this table because I want the viewers to know I hold Zen in very high esteem. I think what they've done for a video game pinball far exceeds any other company ever in this medium. So Indiana Jones, the Pinball Adventure is actually a recreation of a classic Williams table from 1993. I have actually played this actual table in the wild before. It's a fantastic table, great lights, great sounds. You can play it in its traditional way that you played it in the arcade with none of the new visual flares, but Zen does have their enhanced version, which gives it that special flair that they give to a lot of their tables, like a fully animated Indiana Jones swinging around the table, planes flying overhead whenever you hit one of the ramps, all kinds of particle effects. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, like I said, I think Zen's original tables are actually the best ones because, again, they're able to break out of the confines of traditional physics of what you could probably get actually done on a real pinball machine. So going back to something like this Williams pinball table, it is a lot of fun, but it does feel more basic in its roots than other pinball tables. But I think that's a big part of it. I think the big push for this game is to give people who loved the original pinball arcade game a chance to try it again. So to be clear, if I'm reviewing this particular DLC in a vacuum, I would say it's very good. It's very much worth your time. It's a lot of fun. It's very well produced, and it's very nostalgic. But it's kind of impossible to completely review this in a vacuum because of the quality of the other Zen pinball tables, and more importantly, the price. So standard Zen pinball tables, if they're sold individually, are usually around $30, but they often come in multi-packs of 3 tables or more for around $10 or more. And that includes a lot of licensed tables, including some of their original designs for movie licenses. So I think their normal tables are an amazing value. I've played some of their tables for hours, and I've only paid a few bucks for them. So I absolutely recommend the platform. I absolutely recommend their other tables. In fact, I did a what's coming up on the eShop video a while back ago, and I put this in the sizzle reel, but I didn't put the price in. I put question marks because when I saw the price on the eShop, I thought, oh, this has to be a pricing mistake. So keep in mind, like I said, the other tables are around $3 or come in multi-packs for only like $10. This game is $15 by itself. Now, thankfully, I've had a few days to mull over it and kind of see what Zen had to say about it. Apparently, the licensing cost for this machine was quite a lot. It isn't simply just the Indiana Jones license. You have the license for the original score for the movie, probably, I would assume, licenses for Steven Spielberg's production company. You have the license that goes to Williams, the original producer of the table. So apparently all these sub-licenses have stacked into what unfortunately has created what I think is a way too inflated price for a Zen pinball table. And look, I understand it, I get it. I understand why it's so expensive. It honestly just kind of begs the question, though, should they have even bothered pursuing this license at all? And to that end, I would still say technically yes. I think for people who are insane pinball enthusiasts are going to eat this up. If you wanted to purchase an actual Indiana Jones pinball table, you'd easily be looking at about 10 grand. So obviously for people who just want to enjoy that pinball table again like they did as a child, I think this is a fantastic way to go. But for people who are just jumping into the Pinball FX3 ecosystem, this is not the table I would recommend. In fact, it's probably just about the last table I would recommend. I would recommend one of the mini collections with the Zen Originals collections or some of these other movie license collections that they've offered up. You're going to get much better value, a lot more play time, and also, like I said, these original tables have, I think, much more creative design options. So ultimately, I recommend Indiana Jones The Pinball Adventure, but man, I'd wait for a deep sale if you can, and thankfully, they do go on sale quite often, their pinball tables. So I mean, if it eventually hits 50% off, I guess for $750, if you really are a big Indiana Jones fan, you could grin and bear it. And well, if you're a mega fan, you're going to buy it now anyways. So thanks again to Zen for sending me a copy of this to try out. I wish I could have been completely positive, but I gotta be honest about the price. I'll leave you guys with a minute or two of the gameplay so you can enjoy the sights and sounds of the table. It's a big part of the experience, so make sure you watch a little bit of that just to kind of get a feel of how it feels and how it looks. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and until next time, have some great gaming. See you later, tricksters.
Path of adventure indeed. Asps, very dangerous.